Alright, how's it going, YouTube? This is a 2013 GTI. What I'm doing in this project is I'm going to be installing a, I have my, as you can see here, got one of my ATA fuses. So this video is going to be into how to install a Valentine One radar detector into your car. Now, it's fairly simple. The 2013 GTI leaves several available slots and fuse slots, so you can add a circuit, which is kind of nice. That's also with the, this is not the base model, but it's, and I'll get the package name of what I got down here so you guys can see exactly what I did for this. But pretty straightforward. It's literally just add a circuit here. So I'm plugging that into the number 6 slot over here. So you plug it in the number 6 spot. Now, no, I'm gonna adjust the wire on here because these connectors aren't really the best, and then that plugs in to my adapter for my V1. Now my V1 adapter is somewhere in the bag here. It's this guy. So what it will look like if you get the package, and I'll show you guys the one I got on Amazon. So I'm gonna uncrimp this one, and I'm plugging it. I have a separate connector which is like this. I'm gonna just plug and play like that. So it makes it easier, and I can disconnect if need be. And this one also comes with another fuse as well, so it's double fuse, but I have a 10 amp and then it's going to go to a 2 amp right here. And then this is going to sit to one of the screws inside for ground. But yeah, pretty straightforward. And then with this method, it won't by using that number 6 fuse, or that number 6 fuse slot, it's only going to turn on when you turn on your vehicle, which is going to be nice. Now, the next video I'll be doing for my GTI mods here, if you want to call them that, is the always on, and that's going to be one of these lower fuses here, and that's going to be for my dash cam, so you can keep it in park mode and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll show you guys exactly what I'm doing here and go from there.
So at this point here, you want to run the wire from the fuse box up to your V1. Now, you have to take off that bottom panel and then this A-pillar panel and run the wire all the way up, preferably behind the airbag, because you don't want to be messing with the airbag. And you can zip tie it up. There's a wiring loom that runs along it, makes it nice and clean. I just actually recently did that for my VLAN Tails install. So just be careful when you're doing it. I recommend turning off the battery if you're messing around the airbag, because you don't want that going off. And yeah, pretty easy to install. I'm just not doing it in this video because I was wiring everything up temporarily, and I'm gonna be wiring in my dash cam later. So to the next scene.
So the connector here, you can get these at like what do you call it, Pet Boys or one of those stores. Just literally hooks in like so. And then that gets a firm connection. And then what you're going to want to do afterwards is crimp this and on with the new connection. So what we're going to do right here, find the piece. And one of the idiots up there, just teenagers, just drove by and almost crashed. So that's the thing. I'm gonna have to get my crimper, which is somewhere in this package. Now, I am at my house in San Diego today, so I don't have all my tools with me, so I had to go to the store. But I said, you get one of these crimper kits, they're pretty cheap. And like here, wire cutter. Just I'm gonna cut it at the end here. So like so. It's gone. Now what I'll need to do is strip it. So like one of the thinner ones here. And it's been stripped. Did it from 822 to 2022 mark. And there we go. Now it's off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wire it into this guy here. I always like to twist it up a bit and put it in the hole to connect. And then what you can do is now crimp it. And this also comes with some tape, some electrical tape. So I would recommend electrical taping this as well, so there's a good connection and it doesn't come out. So just crimp it down right there at the end too. I always just kind of overdo the crimping, but I want to make sure it's not gonna come out and that it's snug, you know. So. Got a firm connection now to here, and the only thing I'm going to need to do now is find a spot for this ground. Okay, and I found the perfect spot to basically attach all this right now. So you can see that screw up there. That's well, my camera zooms in properly. You can see that screw right there, which is well, trying to focus. There we go. You can see that screw up there, which is kind of undone. Now that goes to metal on the back, so I'm going to use that as my connection point. We are going to be installing the unit here. So basically, if I can find where I put my screwdriver, this is a, I can't even read it on here because it's all worn out. Harbor Freight, you get them. So unscrew this. And once that's unscrewed, it's got like a metal tip here, so that's actually good. And I don't know if you guys can see it from there, but I'll zoom in. There it is. So you see that little metal piece right there? So it will be able to ground just fine. Neighbors are leaving the house, so they said hi to me. Alright, so then you just screw it back in. Pretty straightforward. So that's going to be my ground. And I would recommend tucking this away, because I mean, you don't want it to be like in the way here. So find a spot. I'm just going to tuck it back here. And then facing down is the way you want it. So facing down. And then all you got to do is, if you have it connected to the A pillar, right? And you're going to want to hide all the extra cable. But just for the sake of time, because I got to leave here in a couple minutes, what I'm going to do is just wire it directly up. So I can take off this panel, which is fine. I'm going to take this off and have it just go up and around. And what you can do is also get zip ties and zip tie it up. I'm just going to use electrical tape just for time's sake, because I'm going to be back in here later playing around with it anyways and making room for my other device. So like here, let's see. There we go. There we go. It's kind of out. And then what I'm gonna do is just move it around so it's going up to here. And I'm just gonna have it come up to here. And just to test it to make sure it works, I'll plug everything in. So again, it's going around my right now. It's supposed to go around the back of your A pillar. Now, no, I can actually hide it, and actually this is what I think I might do, is hide it up in the weather stripping. That might be the easiest option, if you don't want to pull everything off, because otherwise you're going to have to pull off this A-pillar to make it look fancy. And I know there's people that kind of do the shortcut method and do that. So before we do that though, I'm going to test it to see if it works. So, and you'll hear my V1 go off if it is working. And it's working. So, pretty simple. Realistically, it only takes like 10-20 minutes to do. But you can see there, the V1 is on. Ignore the bong noise from that. But yeah.
Continuous recording will now start.
The next thing I'm going to do is wire up the dash cam. But now this only turns on with ignition now, which is nice. So if it detects anything, that will go off. The V1 will now, which will be cool. And I'm going to be testing it on the way up to Temecula tonight. Anyways, thanks for watching and stay classy.